Started off with a few rain showers and big gusts of wind this morning, but it's since settled, which is a little promising. So we're packed up. The boat's a little lighter now, of course, and Cricket and myself are going to do a solo traverse through this rock garden here, and then we'll meet Summer at the deep pool down below, and that just makes the boat a little lighter, although if Cricket was out of there it'd probably be better, but you know. I'm using my leg to slow us down whenever I can kick a rock. I think we're all a little gun shy. Morale's still high though, ish. Ooh, I nearly lost my leg then.
You're probably seeing a lot of these shots of just Gavin and Cricket in the canoe, and wondering where I am, if I'm even on this trip. I am. I'm walking quite a bit of the John Day River, although it's challenging with all these rocks and the moss and everything. But it's I seem to be the easiest 125 pounds to remove from the canoe, and that helps get over some of its shallow water. So I am happy to do it, because also, after yesterday, I'm a little bit traumatized after I was sucked down underneath the boat, and it's going to take me a little bit of time to really get back on that proverbial horse. And you didn't lose anything or anybody, so it wasn't a monumental disaster.
Well, it didn't look good.
No, it didn't.
We'll have to edit that out. There's a horror around every corner. Something nasty. So I think we're about a third of the way through the journey so far, and what we've found is that it's like a flat pool followed by rapids. Around the corner, more rapids. Flat pool, rapids. And I can't see it changing for the entire 70 miles. So this is going to be a long, slow, arduous trip. Cricket's turn to sleep on summer side of the bed tonight. Just like the Missouri, the waters of this river are said to be contaminated with agricultural runoff, and it's ill-advised to drink the river water. However, this is, I think, day 6. Our water supplies are critically low, and the spring that was supposed to be up the road was either well hidden, dry, or didn't exist. So we're drinking river water. Another bonus too is that we don't want to fill up our containers because they're so heavy, and we're finding that the lighter the boat is, the better it is to deal with this low water level. This is our last night of fresh food of the trip. It's chicken, corn and spuds, which means our vessel is going to get a little lighter.
Somehow today we managed to fulfill our 10-mile quota, which is what we wanted to do. We actually got over 10 miles, so that actually puts us back on schedule for the rest of the trip.
How's your spuds?
I haven't tried them yet, but they look good.
Is it crispy?
Yeah.
Oh. Glad you're not on that side of the river. Has to be said, these campsites along this watercourse are absolutely spectacular. You've got these nice flattish islands here with pine trees. You've got a river swarming with smallmouth bass, which aren't native to this area, so I suppose that's a bad thing. And remarkable scenery that's just incredible. This particular campsite, people have been setting up Halloween decorations, which are very effective. It's got me terrified. Well, the last 2 days, the temperature has dropped incredibly, that it's uncomfortable on the river, so icy cold. And the other thing seems to have dropped off as well as the fishing. I don't know if that's because of the cold weather or because down here where it probably gets a little more traffic, the fish are more angler savvy. So I don't know for sure, but me and Cricket, we're not happy. The base of it?
Yeah.
That's in the camp bag. Well, our hopes and our fears of torrential rains to the south causing the river to rise has not come to fruition. Now, this stretch that we're doing between Clarno and Cottonwood could be divided up into 2 sections, because somewhere further back up the road is a place called 30 Mile, which is a put-in point. South from there back to where we started was a very difficult section. Very shallow, a lot of rocks, and I think it would be difficult even with the water levels higher, making class 3 and potentially class 4 rapids up around Clarno and Basalt. The stretch from 30 Mile down to Cottonwood has been a lot easier, but still grueling for us because of the water levels, and if it was about a foot higher, I think it would be a very easy family-friendly float. Now, with rapids, there are generally multiple routes you can follow. You can have your hardcore section and then your chicken runs off to the left and to the right. With the water levels currently as they are, if you even do have a channel to follow, there is just one. Usually and invariably with a big nasty rock right in the middle to take you out. If you want to take the chicken runs or avoid that, get out of your canoe and just drag it over to the gravel bars. So it is quite a grueling adventure. Now, I have found that my ability to read the river has improved greatly on this trip. Now, you can study all the theory you like about how the water interacts with the rocks, but to put that into practice and do it on the fly, very difficult indeed. Now, I have found that with rocks under the surface of the water, the white water accumulates behind that rock, but then you get these sneaky buggers that are just above the surface. They're slick and they're smooth and they're hard to see, and they deflect the water around them to the left and the right, and that is the safe zone to follow. Another trouble we find too navigating these rapids is that the rocks are placed here, there and all about. Now, our canoe, 17 foot long, way down for a 10-day expedition, is more like an oil tanker than a speedboat, so we just can't zigzag our way through these rapids safely. So it is quite problematic. There you go. Well, I'm going to leave you with that thought. I have to take a walk in the woods. Good work. Stop. Ow. Oh, I tell you, it's another frosty day on the river. I was almost tempted to stay in bed this morning. Now I know that there are plenty of folk out there who operate outdoors in much more extreme conditions. However, they're not as delicate as me.
Freezing cold. It's got to be in the low 40s, and now it's raining, and I can barely feel my toes. I can barely feel my fingers, but we don't have much of an option. We got to keep pushing on.
See, we're getting smarter. We're getting smarter. We just knew that if we ran this rapid, we'd get nailed. We're lining it, taking it slow. Caution gets the boat home.
On this trip, including the Missouri, one of my big things was I really wanted to see elk. This is not how I wanted to see them, though.
He looks healthy enough. I can't tell if he's been shot, but it's certainly hunting season. Yeah. And that's what you get. Spectacular specimens in their prime. Killed. This tortured landscape brings to mind the dark realm of Mordor. One envisions only the most rascally of creatures skulking about the nooks and crannies in the stone. Sometimes you feel as if beady little eyes are upon you, and there's a good reason for that. They are.
Busting my ass collecting firewood here in the rain, and it's been a challenge. There's not a whole lot out here, and figured that Gav was probably doing the same, or at least filtering some water, but he's not. He's not.
Oh, he's getting drenched. Oh, it's in. Thanks. Cricket got the fish. Cricket got the fish. I'm gonna have to get that coat off. This is not going to keep her dry as a bone if she swims in it.
Follow up to my earlier commentary. Let me show you in the, I don't know, hour and a half that we've been here. This is Gab's contribution to the firewood pile, and this is mine.
Well, the rain has finally eased up, thank heavens, and this fire is the closest you'll get to divinity.
Well, if all goes to plan, which you never know, tonight is our last night on the John Day River. Now, it's definitely been an adventure. Can I say that I enjoyed it? Maybe not, but I'm glad we did it, and I'm happy for the experience. It definitely has been memorable.
I reckon it's been alright, yeah. I have uttered a few profanities.
Just a few, yeah. Now there's definitely been some really good things. The scenery's been awesome. The campsites have been spectacular. We've seen some good wildlife, and yeah, I think we gained a few skills. Whew. But yeah, there's definitely things that have tested us as well. Oh, I forgot about the paddles.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh.
I knew they were going to hit. There's fuck all I can do about it. The end is almost in sight. It's like just over 2 miles away, and this river is not letting up. It's fighting us tooth and nail right to the end. On that one.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that bridge. Awesome. Now we just have to hope that the disco's arrived safe and sound and unscathed. That is a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight.
Just finishing packing up the disco. We got a little bit less stuff than we left with. Short a few tripods and a GoPro and a Leatherman and a couple of dromedaries, but makes the packing easier. So now we just have to decide what we're gonna do tonight. Madras and Kennewick are probably the closest places with hotels, but each of them are well over an hour away. There is a state park here that I think has a campground, but you know what we do? We just play it by ear.
Having survived yet another magnificent trip, there is one more thing to do. Plan the next adventure. Actually, we don't really do much planning. We should. Planning's a good thing. But for now, it might be more accurate to say, work out where we're going next.